live on YouTube and Facebook. So I want to thank everyone for joining me, and those of you that have joined me all week. Hey, I want to thank you for being here as well. So we have made it to Friday. Just to kind of recap really quickly while people are coming on Monday, we talked about some of the benefits of using data within your business. And then we also talk about some of the things that hold people back, business owners back from using data within their business, right? It could be a little intimidating at first, but once you start using it, you're going to wonder why did I ever not use it? So that is day one, which was Monday. And then on Wednesday, we talked about, thanks for joining me. On Wednesday, we talked about identifying the right data for your business, right? So what I use in my business, you may not necessarily need to use in your business. So we talked about some specific ways you can identify what you need for your business. And then we also talked about just some generic things, some generic key areas, right? That everybody is probably going to want to use data in their business, right? So it was 3 key areas that we talked about. You can go back and watch the replay of that. That was on Wednesday. And today we're going to be talking about how do we take all of this data, these numbers, and make it into something that's useful that we could actually use within our business and make day-to-day decisions. So that is the topic for today. So just to quickly introduce myself, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Tanya Harrison. I am founder of Signal Partners. So I help small business owners become more productive and profitable using technology, technique, tactics, and implementing team when they are ready to do so. So again, numbers or data is a big part of how I help small business owners, just to kind of drive revenue and to make decisions better decisions, and to make those decisions quicker, right? So let's just jump into today. You know, I have my notes in my little handy dandy notebook. And at the end of this, I definitely want to find out if you guys like this notebook, because it's something that I'm thinking about bringing to my shop. So today, again, we're talking about using data to make better decisions. So how do you take all of this information, right? I got this information from these systems. Thanks for joining me. I got this information from these systems, and now what do I do with it, right? How do I make it make sense so that I could use it in a way that's beneficial to me and to my business? And that's what we're going to be talking about today, right? Yes. Thank you. So the first thing you want to do is, like, a couple of days ago, we talked about identifying how you're getting this information, right? So if you use a CRM, a client relationship management software, you're going to be getting information from there. If you use a website, if you have a website or a landing page, you're going to be getting information from there. So once you get it, what do you do with it? Like, how do you use it? The first thing you want to do is you want to understand what the data means. So I'm getting this, but what does it mean? So for instance, if you are, say for instance, you are capturing the source, right? So when someone schedules a call with you or make an appointment with you, you are actually asking them, how did you find me? You know what I mean? And they'll tell you, oh, social media, I was referred to you. They'll tell you how they found you, an event or what have you. So you're capturing this information. Now, what am I going to do with it, right? So I need to understand what it means. So sometimes we create these forms in our business, then we want people to fill it out, but we have to think about why they're filling it out and what do we want to take. What do we want to get from that information, right? It's, you know, the last thing we want to do is have our clients jump through hoops just to jump through hoops, right? If it's a regulatory reason, of course, they have to do that. But outside of that, why am I asking you, how did you find me? And the main reason is because I want to know my sources. I want to know how people are getting to me, how my traffic is getting to me, because I'm going to use that in my business so that I can, drive more traffic to my website or to my business and things like that. So the first thing you want to do is understand, what the data means. I'm collecting this information, or this information is in my system. What does it mean? So another example is if you have a CRM, it'll show you the different stage that a prospect is in, right? If you have one of those where you can move people throughout, that'll help you to understand, did they fall off before they get to the next stage? Where am I losing people? So just kind of looking at it, understanding what exactly does it mean. That's the number one thing. The second thing is you want to establish some parameters, right? So what do I mean by this? I need to, again, make it make sense, because by itself, data doesn't really mean a lot, right? So I have to be able to interpret it in a way that actually makes sense. So one of the things I'm going to say is this data sufficient by itself? I got these numbers. Does it make sense by itself, or do I need some other information to make it make sense? One of the best examples I can give you is for clients that actually track their the lifetime value of their client, right? How much money do I make off one client in a lifetime? What does that number look like? So is that a good number to have and to track? Absolutely, right? For various reasons. But what it does is when I tie it to something else, it makes even more sense. So when I tie it to my marketing systems or strategies, when I'm saying, oh, how much money does it take for me to acquire a new customer? Now it starts to make sense, because if the lifetime value of a customer is, let's just say $50, and I'm spending $75 to acquire a new customer, does that really make sense, right? So when I put these numbers together, now it starts to tell a story. And that's basically what data is. You're trying to get it from just being out there by itself to integrating it into your business where it tells you a story. So now that you can use it to make decisions, right? To make it, to take your business to the next level. So the number one thing is this data sufficient by itself, or do I need some other information to go along with it to tell a complete story? So that's number one in putting parameters around your data, right? Or around your information. And then the next thing is that what story does it tell? What is it telling me? Is it telling me that I'm spending too much in my marketing? You know what I mean? Like, am I spending $75 to acquire a new customer and then they're bringing me $50 value? So does it tell me that I'm losing $25? What exactly does it tell me? So you're getting these numbers, you're putting them together, and you're piecing together a story, right? A story about your business, a story that you're going to use to determine how to go to the next level. So thanks for joining me. So you want to make it tell a story. So that's what this is all about. This is us becoming more intimate with our business, with what's going on in our business, how our business functions, right? So that we can use it to now make better decisions and take our businesses to the next level. So this isn't a matter of, I don't want you to look at it as just busy work, because it's not busy work. This is must do work, whether you do it or you have somebody else do it. But if you're moving from founder to CEO, you need to understand these things about your business so that you are making these decisions. Even if you hire out and they tell you certain things, you need to understand, does it make sense or not, right? So if they tell me that I hired a marketing team and they're telling me that it takes me, $250 to acquire a new customer, and I know the lifetime value is $50, I need to go back and double check. I need to go back and say, does this make sense? And do I need to continue down this path, or do I need to do something different, right? So that's number two when it comes to establishing parameters. And for those of you who don't know, I'm looking down because I got my notes. The third thing is, how can I use it to make decisions or drive outcomes? Now that I have this information, what do I do with it, right? So it's telling me a story. So the example I just gave you, it was telling me a story. So what decisions do I need to make? Do I need to find other marketing strategies that don't cost me as much? So it doesn't cost as much to acquire a new customer. Or do I need to find a way to increase the lifetime value of my customer, right? So now I'm into that decision-making process because I have the information. It's telling me a story. Now I can sit back and say, you know what I mean? Here's what I need to do. And then I can go off and make a decision and do it, right? It doesn't mean that now, because you're using this information, it doesn't mean that, I'm going to make a decision and everything's going to be great. It just means that you have the platform, the foundation that you need to make these decisions, right? So you're still going to we're business owners. This is what we do. We try certain things. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. You know what I mean? But we at least have information to guide us in the right direction, right? So at least with those numbers, I know I need to do something that I'm not continuously losing money on every customer that I bring into my business. How about that? That's a start, right? So how do I stop the bleeding? You know what I mean? And then you start making decisions to do the next thing. The last thing that I want to say, and this is a short live stream, see? The last thing I want to say is that what I like to do is, because I am a visual person, I advise my clients to create some type of a dashboard. It doesn't have to be something really fancy. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. You know what I mean? There's free tools. You could do things in Google Analytics. You can do things in Microsoft PowerPoint, like there's, or Excel. But create yourself a dashboard, something where you can just go in and look at it, right? So I have this information. It's all feeding into this place. I could visually look at it and see where I am. I could see if I'm making progress or not. I could see if I need to do something different or not, right? So making it visually appealing, you know what I mean, kind of helps out with people who are intimidated by the numbers, just seeing so many numbers on a page. A simple graph, just something really simple, can help you to say, that I need to fix that, or that's not going in the direction that I would like it to go in, right? So in my powerful planning, for those of you who got this, you already know, but in my powerful planning, I have where you're tracking this on a week to week, right? So if I decided that one of the things that I'm going to do, and I'm going back to Wednesday when we kind of talked about what are some of the key areas that you want to, take in data from and really review within your business. If I'm using one of those areas, and that could be something like, say, for instance, I'm looking at my finances, and I always recommend that at least one of your things that you track is your finances. So I'm looking at my finances and I'm seeing what my incoming revenue is, what is actually going out. And then I'm looking at the cost of doing business, right? So if I'm tracking week over week, my revenue and my expenses, I could visually see my goal is, say, $5,000 a month. I could see on week one, I only made $30. I could look and see in relationship to where my goal is that I'm way off track. You know what I mean? So it's easy for me to say I need to do something to move this forward, right? So in my powerful planning on one of the spreadsheets, I actually have, whereas you're keying in the numbers, you can see the little graphs move, right? So if you see it going on the upline, that kind of helps you out. Yeah, I'm making progress in the direction of my goals. Or, I didn't really do well this this week. And that kind of helps to reiterate, I need to do something. I need to move. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. You know what I mean? How do you take these numbers? How do you take this, this bunch of data and turn it into something that's meaningful that you could use for your business, right? So I could use this to make day-to-day decisions within my business. I could use this to make yearly decisions within my business, because now I'm tracking the information. I'm tracking things that make sense for me at this stage in my business, because one of the things I explained is that as time progresses, you're going to start collecting more data, tracking more information, and keeping your eye on certain things, right? So for this quarter, I may have a specific goal. So I'm looking at specific things. Next quarter or next month, my focus may be on something else, right? So I may be adding something else to the mix. So over time, you're going to have this collection of data that you are actually capturing in your business that tells a complete story about your business. But I recommend starting in a couple of areas and grow from there, right? So just to kind of recap, about today, number one, you want to understand what the data means. So I'm taking it in. What exactly does it mean to me, right? And then the second thing I want to do is establish some parameters. So underneath that, one of the things I said was you want to understand what story it tells you. You know what I mean? What exactly does it mean? Number two is, can this data stand alone, or do I need something else to go along with it to tell this story? And then the other thing is, how can I use it right now to drive decisions within my business? And then make it visually appealing, right? Do something really neat and quick so that you could visually look at it on a week-to-week basis. I recommend most of your information, most of your tracking should be done on a weekly basis, right? So, and then the final step is that now that I have all of this, setting some goals for myself, because that's what comes out of this, setting some goals for myself, setting some key performance indicators, some things that I can kind of look at. And basically what you're going to do is that, again, if I say I want to make $10,000 a month, $5,000 a month, whatever it is up per month that I want to make, I'm going to be tracking that on a weekly basis to see if I'm hitting my goals or not. Same thing with, some of the other areas. So setting those goals, tracking them on a weekly basis, seeing where you are, making changes. That's why you track weekly, so that you have an opportunity to actually impact that goal before the end of the month or the end of the quarter. All right. So that is going to be a whole nother live stream. But if you want information just about powerful planning, how you can get started with planning and using some of this information, I have a powerful planning course, right? And it comes with an actual template that you could use to integrate within your business. It'll help you with setting your goals and tracking it from week to week and being able to visually see where you are. So I will drop that link here, or if you're on Instagram, you can go and click the link in the bio and you'll find it within the CEO Lounge. So if there are any questions, you can let me know. And then for those of you that are watching the replay, you can drop your questions in the comments, or you can send me a DM. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. So I want to thank everyone for joining me. This was a short and sweet one. Unlike Monday and Wednesday, which went a little bit long for me. But thank you for joining me. And again, if you have any questions at all, because I don't see any now, but if you have any questions at all, just go ahead, drop those in the comments. Or like I said, send me a DM and I'd be happy to answer them for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Take care, everyone. Bye.